Imagine, just for a moment, if there was an infinite amount of Pokemon cards out there, and no matter how rare or difficult to find or beautiful a card was, you'd know for certain that there was a countless number of them floating about the collector's sphere. Well, you might be surprised to find out that that's the case for Pokemon 151. This is the latest Pokemon card set and the only Pokemon card set we're going to see for a long period. Releasing first in Japan. In fact, I'm pretty sure it came out today. The reason you might be shocked to hear this is because the secondary market price for Pokemon 151 certainly isn't reflective of that. Now, I know on this channel, I have spoken at length about how reselling and flipping is detrimental to the Japanese Pokemon card market, and this isn't a video about that. Last weekend at Card Party, a number of you came up to me and asked what I thought was going to happen with Pokemon 151. And I'm going to be honest, I was so cooked out of my mind tired that I thought the set came out last Friday. By the way, everybody who came and said hello, that was wild. I had no idea there were so many of you out there. You honestly made my weekend, so thank you again. But my answer at Card Party was the same as it is now, and that is I have no idea which way this thing is going to go, because everything is indicating that the set should come down in price, but what's happening out there on the secondary market in terms of box prices and single prices doesn't reflect that. You may have missed this news because I didn't cover it on the channel, and that's because I was busy at Card Party. Again, I'm really sorry. But if you didn't see it, Pokemon 151 is being made to order. That means if you've got a Black Ship account, you're able to go to the Pokemon Center in Japan, put in an order, one per person, and know for sure that you're going to get a booster box at retail price. You might get it in the next month or so, 2, 3, or 4 months, but whenever it is, it's coming to you. And so I've really got to ask, at the prices that we're seeing for Pokemon 151 on the secondary market, which is around 3 to 4 times the retail price, I'm seeing between 120 USD and 180 USD. That's not to mention the people that are selling this on breaking websites at ridiculous prices per pack. I've seen as much as 40 USD for a booster pack. Why do you want to buy this set at that price? I get that it's the new hot thing, and I get that there's nothing else really until August, which is the next Japanese Pokemon card set, and English, Obsidian Flames. But at that price, what are you really doing to yourself? I mean, the single prices for this set are very high, and that comes from the set being very limited. And I know one booster box opening, 30 packs, 20 packs in this case, doesn't really feel like a whole lot. It kind of leaves you feeling high and dry unless you get a good card. But with Japanese Pokemon cards being in this state of hype and inflation, the chances of you finding one of those chase cards is very slim. And if you're going to have to go out there and spend 150, 180 USD just to get something like an Arbok full art, are you really going to be satisfied? But JLove, it's more than just the super rare or the special art rare. And I know in the past I've spoken about how Pokemon card sets are more than just the chase cards. But when I spoke about that, that was at a point where booster boxes were just a little bit more expensive than retail, where these were very attainable. And if you didn't hit the chase card, it didn't feel as bad. Now we've transitioned into this point where it's essentially gambling. It's make or break. If you find an Arbok instead of the Eric SR, you're losing a considerable amount of money. Anywhere between 100 and 120 USD, you're making back maybe like 20 USD from your booster box. Now, again, it's not all about money. It's not about getting a return on the hits you find, but the value proposition simply isn't there. I ran a panel at Card Party with Cool Trainer Ryan, Pokevol, and PokeRadar, and during it, I asked everybody, audience included, the question, if an English booster box cost triple the price, would anybody buy it? And it was a resounding no. That's because the value proposition just isn't there. It would not see sales. So why is it that with Japanese booster boxes, people are handing money over a fist for triple to 4 times the price for a booster box, knowing that they're not going to get a return? In fact, knowing they're going to get less of a return than an overpriced English booster box. Because in an English booster box, you're walking away with at least 2 to 3 SRs or SIRs or URs, more than what you're getting from a Japanese booster box. That's not even including the art rares. In a Japanese booster box, you're only really walking away with 1 SR. And I know with Pokemon 151, there's new Master Ball reverse holos, of which there's an Erica Master Ball reverse holo selling for about 60,000 yen right now. A reverse holo selling for 60,000 yen. We're truly in bizarre times. And yes, you're also finding art rares of the beautiful Pokemon from the Kanto region. Everybody loves Gen 1. You're getting good cards, but you're only getting 1 SR. And one of those SRs could be like Arbok or Golem. Would you be happy with that? No, you'd feel terrible. In fact, it'd probably turn you off buying a Japanese booster box altogether. So why? Why are we still engaging in this? I personally have tapped out. I'm going to get my 1 booster box and I'm probably going to keep it sealed because opening it just doesn't feel like it makes any sense. And I know that might surprise or shock people, or might even turn you off me and this channel, which is fine. I'm just being perfectly honest with you. At least hear me out. If I'm buying a booster box for retail price, and I know that instantly, the day that it releases, it's already worth more than 4 times on the secondary market, despite it being a made-to-order product, knowing that everybody who wants one can get at least one, what do you think is inevitably going to happen? Next year, the year after, it's only going to increase in price. We're in a period now where booster boxes from 2019 have almost 10 to 15 times in price. You go and look at a booster box of Dream League, 4,950 yen is how much a Sun and Moon booster box was. Now you're looking at about 100,000 yen. That's nearly 1,000 USD or close to. If I'm getting the numbers wrong, it's not because I'm trying to pump it. But you see the point I'm trying to make here? Logically, it doesn't make any sense. If you're buying something and it's instantly making you a lot of money, it's really difficult to open it up. It forces you to ask yourself the question, which is a difficult thing. And I've actually spoken about this with a fan, one of the first 500 subscribers from the channel in New Zealand of all places. I know, crazy. Who has 6 Dream League booster boxes, and he could easily open them. He bought them at retail price, and he knows that it would be fine if he did, but it's gotten to the point where it's not financially responsible. That's the key here, financially responsible. If you're in a position where you don't have limitless amounts of money and you can't afford to do things like that, and you know that you might be in a position in the future where you might need money instantly, and the Pokemon card box has become an asset and less of a hobby, it's too dangerous to open it. And yeah, it should be a fun thing, but at that point, it crosses it. Originally, Pokemon cards used to just be that, fun, nothing more. They weren't an investment. They were something you would just buy off the shelf at the news agency or the store, and you'd rip open on the way home, see if you got something cool, and that was about it. But now, every pack you open has stakes, whether you're going to find a good card or a bad card, whether you're going to find something or nothing. And that's extended all the way to booster boxes, which, by the way, we weren't buying en masse back then in 1999. I mean, at least I was, and I was lucky to get like 2 or 3 packs. So now we're in this gluttonous period where we're opening fully booster boxes, getting all 20 packs, and some even getting cases because they can afford to. Even if you opened a case and you paid 4 times the retail price of it and you didn't find one of those SRs, it would feel terrible knowing that that is going to be close to like a house deposit, or at least half of one, in about 5 to 6 years. There are so many different facets and variables causing Japanese Pokemon cards to pump right now, whether it's a modern set like Pokemon 151 or a set from 5-10 years ago like Dream League. It's impossible to pinpoint which one is the driving leading cause, but one that I've spoken about and I see people speak about a lot is market manipulation. Market manipulation is a topic that I really need to dive into with some effort, and rather than just say, trust me bro, it's happening. I need examples. I need to present the case studies to you guys so I can demonstrate really clearly what happens with certain cards and certain sets in Japan. However, with Pokemon 151, I have noticed some sus things. If you go to websites like Mercari.jp, which is essentially the Japanese version of eBay, you will see a lot of cards from Pokemon 151 selling for exorbitant prices. The keyword there is selling. Whether they're actually selling or not, we don't really know. Now, Mercari has a history of being super sus, but recently we saw an announcement from the Pokemon company stating that they will be working closely with Mercari to reduce the amount of secondary market sales for new sets on the website in an attempt to kind of control the craziness that's happening now. Now, what that entails and what that means, we don't really know yet. You know, we might see new listings for sets on day one when a set comes out. We might see this today just be removed. If it's just one booster box and it's being sold for 3 times the price of Mercari, it's almost definitely somebody that's gone to a store and then just come home to list it, sell it, and make a quick 100 or 150 bucks. So maybe that's what we're going to see, but that's not going to stop the sale of cards, in my opinion, because the sale of cards is sort of free. You can do whatever you want with it. Because of that, you're able to fabricate sales on Mercari. Now, there have been instances, especially in the past, and again, I've really got to show you guys the case studies, but I'm in America right now. I'm in an Airbnb in Philadelphia, so I don't really have the time to do it, but I promise I will get to it at some point this year. There have been instances where fake sales have been fabricated on Mercari and then used to justify the increase of Pokemon card prices in Japanese stores, brick and mortar stores where you can sell your cards and buy them back. And that's a really easy thing to do when you've got more than one account of Mercari or you've got your friend shill bidding. So that's something that we see in the West as well. So just because it's Japan doesn't mean they don't do stupid things like that there as well. They're the same as any other country in the world. You can see where I'm going with this one, right? If the prices for the single cards have already been established before the set has even officially come out, then the precedent is there, and there is no way that a business is going to sell a booster box to you for less or for the retail price. Hey, this set has a 1200 USD Erica SAR in it. There is no way I'm selling it to you for 50 USD, because if you open it up, you find that card, you're going to make a whole lot of money. And we look at that and we go, damn, that's crazy. This set has a whole lot of really cool cards in it, and everybody wants it. It's super, super hype. So I totally get why there's limited supply. So yeah, it's like natural that it's hard to find. And on top of that, you know, people are paying through the nose for these cards. So yeah, it's only logical, it's only rational that the set or booster box is 4 times. But that's the point where you got to say, hey, hang on a second. If I step back and look at this, this is actually all fabricated, and I'm being set up to lose from the start because there are layers and layers at play here. Now, I touched a little bit on businesses there, and this is a topic that I've wanted to dive into, especially after the weekend, speaking to so many business owners, because, and bear with me, because this is going to sound like I'm simping and caping for them, not all businesses that are reselling Japanese Pokemon cards are inherently bad. What I mean by that is this: any business that has started up before this boom, you know, around 2017, 2018, 2019, even 2020, when Japanese Pokemon cards, you could still buy them for wholesale prices, which is like 3,950 yen or even less. Any business that started around then did it at a point where Japanese Pokemon cards weren't necessarily profitable. You'd buy them at wholesale, 4,000 yen, example, and then you'd sell them for 5,000 yen and you'd make 1,000 yen. And that's not a whole lot, you know, $10 off each sale. The idea is that people are coming to the store, they're buying a lot or they're buying other stuff and you're making money that way. But it had never really been super profitable for businesses to stock Japanese Pokemon cards. Then what happened is that it became very profitable. And we had this little period, you know, 2021, 2022, where you could like sort of up the price. If it was retail, was 5,000, you could get away with like 7,000, shut up, or 8,000 yen. That's when things started to get a little bit murky. And I feel like some businesses sort of got a little bit greedy to see how far they could go. Now, any businesses that started around about that period are forced into this position now where they've established the business and it's their livelihood. When you start a business, it's an investment. You probably got another side hustle. You probably got your main job, rather. The business is your side hustle. Your main job is what's supporting you and sustaining you. The business takes a year or two to get off the ground, but at some point it becomes your livelihood and it's your primary source of income. And when that happens, you can't afford for it to fail because you don't have a backup anymore. You've fully invested into this. That's where those businesses are at now. And they're forced to continue kneeling, basically, you know, doing the bidding of the distributors in Japan. They have no option but to pay the wild prices of distribution. And then for them to make their little bit of profit, they've got to put 15% on top of it. It gets even more expensive. But if they don't, they're not making any sales. So they're forced into this really difficult position. It's why I don't feel totally bad for them. It's why I would like to step back a little bit on my criticisms of them. However, any business or breaker that started in the last year, knowing that the climate is as bad as it is right now, made a huge mistake. And those are the ones that I take issue with because they're trying to force their way into this market. Now, everybody's got the right to compete, have a business, and see if they can establish themselves and maybe take over the market share. But when you're doing it in this point where you're not getting product at wholesale, you're setting your business up to lose. And that's just like business 101. If you have to spend $5 on apples, but the cost of an apple in the past has been $2, and then you got to sell it for $6 or $7, you're tripling the price, and you're trying to start a business in a period where people are going to go, hang on a second, I used to pay $2 for these apples. Why am I buying them from this business for more? It doesn't make any sense. And you get people that are stubborn or trying to cash in on the hype. Those are the ones that I think are creating this issue or causing this issue to be a little bit worse than it needs to be right now. There's something like 27 super rare, special art rare, and ultra rare chase cards in Pokemon 151. And on top of that, there's the art rares, and then one per booster box, the reverse holo Master Ball variant. So if you're trying to master set Pokemon 151, and that's what the Pokemon company wants, let's be serious. Yeah, it's a trading card game. You should trade to find the cards you don't have, but you're not going to find anywhere near like 5% of the set's total cards out of 20 packs. They want people to be able to get this set. They want people to keep buying it. It's safe to say it's going to reprint. Do I have any proof? No. But I have precedent, V-Star Universe. I've been through this before. People said it wasn't going to reprint. there was all this FUD saying there were manufacturing issues, the waves were going to get cut, it just wasn't happening. And then lo and behold, Pokemon Center Japan stocks it and you can get it at retail. And I got multiple boxes and it was a really cool, fun time. And I think even just within the last 2 or 3 weeks, it reprinted again. So V-Star Universe is the proof that people have tried to FUD it, push the price up, the reprints come, the price of everything goes down. You get some people that get burned, and that's just how it goes. And that's the point of this video, is to show you or give you the background. You know, this is my trust me bro moment. If this is your first time at the channel and you're new to collecting Japanese Pokemon cards, I don't know everything, okay? I don't, but I know some stuff. And what I know, I'm gonna tell you guys. If you don't believe me, you can go and ask Opossum Bud. He's gonna tell you the exact same thing because he's been around for just as long and we've seen it happen time and time again. I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm not saying don't go buy it, okay? Your money, you do what you want. And I totally get why people want to have a bit of fun, because everyone wants to have a bit of fun. Life's short. YOLO. I get it. I mean, I'm in America right now, flying from place to place. I don't even know what I'm doing. Just go in informed. That's all. It's my take. I'm going to get my 1 box. I'm probably going to open it, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm sorry for the change of scenery. I'm in Philadelphia. Isn't that cool? I'm filming a cool video tomorrow.